Hey YouTube fam. I didn't get to do a video last week. It was just so crazy. We will finish up week 6 and then I'll tell you about week 7. So today is December 2nd and I am 7 weeks 1 day pregnant with twins. So my head is hurting right now, so I seem like I'm a little out of it. You'll understand why in just a second. Okay, so Sunday, I don't remember what date that was. Okay, the Sunday before the Thanksgiving. Okay, we'll do it like that. Sunday before Thanksgiving, I had some heavy, heavy bleeding. Okay, I did a video that Saturday, right? And I was telling y'all how nauseous and sick I was feeling and everything. So when I finished the video, I just started just vomiting everything. So then Saturday night, hubby was asking me if I wanted him to take me to the hospital. I'm like, no, let me just get through the night and see how I do. So the next morning, I couldn't even hold down ice chips. And I realized I hadn't went to the bathroom. I hadn't urinated since about just before midnight. And this was already afternoon. So it had been 12 hours and I hadn't been to the bathroom. And I couldn't even hold down ice. I was trying to chew up some ice and I couldn't hold it down. So I'm like, okay. And I started feeling weak and dizzy and all that. So he just took me to the ER. So I get to the ER and they give me some nausea medicine first. And then they give me a whole bag of fluid. And I was just laying on the bed. And then I just felt wet. So, I like put my hand down like, what the heck? And I was bleeding. And it was so heavy. It was bright red or whatever. And so that when the nurse came in there, I'm like, I'm bleeding. And she's like, okay, let me get you a pad. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I am 5.5 weeks pregnant and I am bleeding. She was like, oh, well, let me go get the doctor and all this. So they sent me to ultrasound. And Joe said that he saw both heartbeats, but only one was on the report or whatever. So, and by the time I got from the ultrasound back to my room in the ER, the bleeding had stopped completely, 100%. So that was strange. So Monday we had to go out of town. We came back Tuesday night. So Wednesday I was in the bed the entire day because it was after midnight when we got back. So I didn't go to work. Stayed in bed the entire day. Then Thanksgiving, I was spotting again. But this time it was just brown spotting. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. He like, you need to go to the doctor. I'm like, no. Even though I couldn't hardly eat anything, I was nauseous and throwing up pretty much the whole week. So, all day Thursday, it was just on and off. And it was brown, like brown discharge or something. So, that didn't bother me too bad. And then it went away. Then this past weekend, I was okay. I just feel tired. And nauseous. No more vomiting, just nauseous. So, yesterday, I was getting ready to get off work. My back started hurting and I had some cramping. And I'm like, man, it was cramping like period cramping. So, I'm like, okay, it's time to go home anyway. So, of course, I have to make a trip to the bathroom before I leave. And I get to the bathroom and I was bleeding again. And this time it was dark. It was really, really dark. Sorry if this is TMI for you. So I called the doctor's office. They told me, I told them it was light, but it was dark and all that or whatever. So she said, just go home, get in the bed, and just get some rest. Keep your feet up. I'm like, okay, fine. So, came home and laid down. Joe fixed me some dinner. I ate good. I ate really good. Yesterday was the first time that I ate from morning to night and with no nausea or vomiting. Um, so then I stayed downstairs on the couch and just lay because I didn't want to come up the stairs. So then when it was time to go to bed, when we came upstairs, I'm like, let me use the bathroom. And it was like I could feel something coming out. So I had started passing clots. Some large, and to me they looked black. They were so dark. That was so scary. That was the scariest part. Because it was accompanied by lower back pain and, the cramping in my on my left side and everything. So I went to the hospital, to the ER and everything last night, and they did an ultrasound, and we got to see both heartbeats. I am happy about that because I got to see them. I didn't see it last Sunday because they gave me some pain medicine and something else, and it put me to sleep. So I was like in and out, so I don't remember the ultrasound last Sunday, but one yesterday or last night I definitely remember. So baby A is measuring 7 weeks 2 days, and that heart rate was 147 beats per minute. And then baby B is measuring 7 weeks exactly, which that's what I was yesterday, and that heart rate was 141 beats per minute. So of course the tech couldn't tell me too much. Let me make sure I'm not out of time. Okay, the tech couldn't tell me too much about what was going on. So, she was just taking a lot of pictures, and I was like, is that my left ovary? And she was like, yeah. I mean, it's so huge. It is so huge. So that's where my pain and discomfort is coming from. I know that for a fact. But, so, we get back in the room. Of course, the bleeding stopped again. And even this morning, it's just been spotting when I wipe. So the bleeding has stopped. But anyway, so I called my nurse this morning and talked to them about it. First, I called the RE, and I was told to increase my progesterone shot for 1 week to 1.5 cc's or milliliters or whatever it is. So, and she told me to do it. I haven't done it yet because I just feel so tired and weak. I just got straight in the bed. I'm waiting for Joe to get home from work so he can do it. But yeah. So I'm gonna do that increase, that shot. And then I called my OB's office and told them what happened. So they pulled the report, of course, because I will go to the hospital when I have an emergency. So she pulled the report and she was like, you're having a Corey something hemorrhage. And I'm like, okay, what's that? And she was like, that's a hemorrhage that's usually around the placenta. And she was like, but your placentas are still developing and it's around both. So she just told me to go home and get in bed because I had went to work. I was going to put my feet up at work. You see, I'm in my PTs, so I'm comfortable. But anyway, she said go home and get in the bed and just keep my feet up and only get up to go to the bathroom. So, and when I left work, my head just started hurting. So I have a light headache right now. I'm just waiting on Joe. I know I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this. And hopefully it's not a part 3. But, so, yeah. So I'm waiting. She said that my doctor won't be back until December 17th. So she sent the report over to another doctor. And that doctor's going to review it. And they're going to call me back and let me know if they want me to come in or not, so they can do more testing. But that's what it is right now. That's where it is. I am going to have to do a part 2. So give me just a second.